And all the time that she was sitting in the aeroplane, she wore her nose mask. And according to her, she even refused to eat food on the plane. All because she did not want to take off her mask. Only to arrive at Kotoka International Airport and test positive. She ranted, made a lot of vulgar noises. My brother, my sister, unprintable words she used, saying that the tests were fake. And how they looked at her passport and realized that she was an American citizen alongside. And for that matter, wanted to milk her and take her money. She went ahead to talk about the hotel where she was kept as being the foundation for exploitation. I'm not going to mention the name of the hotel. She made a lot of noise. Many were those who sent the videos over to me and said, Blakk Rasta, you are the only one who can speak for this woman. My brother, my sister, I followed the rants of the woman, all the noise that she was making, and my spirit did not like what she was doing. So many were surprised when I went out on Facebook and posted a few days back, my brother, my sister, that I was not in support of what the woman was doing, but rather was in support of the Deputy Health Minister's response to what she was doing. And what did the Health Minister claim? He was only making it known that you can test positive after 12 hours, 24 hours, and even beyond, after you've tested negative. The Deputy Health Minister just fell short of using unprintable words too, but he restrained himself. And many were those who saw my post on Facebook. This was what I envisaged. The woman portrayed sheer ignorance. And what pained me most was the fact that this woman is Ghanaian. She arrives in Ghana and is looking down on Ghanaian authorities. Now she went ahead to say, listen, I am an American citizen. I'm not going to sleep in this hotel. I am going to sleep outside the hotel and make sure mosquitoes bite me and I will fall sick, and the American embassy would come to the Ghanaian authorities and ask why they allowed their citizen to catch malaria. Such foolishness and stupidity. In fact, she couldn't even say 911. She was saying 119. You claim you live in America. You don't even remember the commonest phone line. 911. She said 119. Maybe she just fell short of saying 419. I was so disgusted. Why is it that our citizens leave this country, stay in America for 2 hours, and return and start speaky spokey? You know what it means to say speaky spokey? Slanging. I'm an American citizen, and of course, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to make mosquitoes bite me. And when they bite me, the American authorities, the embassy will come here and ask you why you made mosquitoes bite me and I got malaria. I said, my God, have mercy. Why is it that when our citizens leave this country for just 2 minutes in America, they already become Americans and start looking down on us? Why can't we have respect for our own people? I don't have a problem if you genuinely have a problem with the authorities at the airport. A lot of these officials are corrupt. We know. My brother, my sister, but my point is, trying to raise the Americans above us and to make it look like our Ghanaian heritage is nothing but hogwash. I have a problem with that. I hate it when people think that because they have lived abroad, because they have a certain accent, they must be treated like demigods. My brother, my sister, we have experienced too much of slavery to allow our own people to enslave us again. You want to hear it again? I am saying that we have experienced too much slavery to allow our own people to enslave us again. You live in America. You can't even remember 911. You live in America. You claim everything American is 100% clean and everything Ghanaian is wrong. and that they wanted to milk you. She was ranting all over the place. They are bringing police to arrest me. I will make noise. And she kept making noise, disturbing every other person in the hotel. Today, with your tail in between your legs, look at how humble she has become. I am sorry. It was out of frustration. My mother was sick. My blah blah was sick. My what was sick. Now many Ghanaians who saw my post on Facebook and were probably disappointed that, hey, why is Blakk Rasta not siding with this woman? We don't side with nonsense, my brother. We don't side with foolishness. This woman, I must congratulate her for one thing though, that she's been bold enough to come out and say that I am sorry for the mistake that I made. How many people have arrived at the airport and all of a sudden they are all ranting? They want to beat people up because they tested negative in America, and because America is heaven, everything there is correct. When you come here, you test positive, then it's war. My brother, my sister, my stance on the COVID thing might not be your own stance. COVID was created to kill us. I don't play with COVID. I don't believe in vaccines. But that's my personal view. If I would have to travel outside the country and I would have to take a vaccine in order to go to a certain country, it will be my decision to say, okay, I would like to compromise my stance and take the job, or hold on to my guns and remain right in my country. That will be my personal decision. When a nation is forcing its citizens to be vaccinated, I have a problem. Everybody has the right to decide or not to decide what they want to do with their lives. My brother, my sister, you can only force a horse to the riverside. You will be unable to force it to drink the water. Think about it. And to this woman and many other citizens who have left this country for just 2 hours in America and think that they are already Americans, remember that we are growing. We would not remain where you left us several years ago and called us shit. We are moving from the shitty space because our indigents are getting wiser. The youth are beginning to stand for their rights. You are going to be disappointed. If you came back 30 years ago with $100 and the whole village was celebrating you, today you might come down with $1 million and nobody even values you. The values of the youth are changing. The youth are beginning to see that there is more value in dignity than in cash. The youth are beginning to understand, my brother, my sister, that it is better to die honorable than to die rich with no dignity. To this woman, I'm not intending to talk for long, but it is a warning to our citizens. Why do you think that by virtue of the fact that you leave this country, you are better than us? Some of us go to America and still buy you ice cream. Some of us go to America and England and still buy you lunch. Some of you come here and we pay for your hotels. Some of you come here and we take you to lunch and save you from some other things that only money could do. Why do you think you are better than us? It is all on the head of the leadership. When the leadership sees every solution embedded in the West, every solution for our country is in the West. So the president gets up, running left, right, and center, taking a shower in the skies. The only president since Napoleon Bonaparte who takes a shower whilst in the air. The greedy, selfish president, hypocritical president who claims he's fighting corruption, yet he's only garnishing it. My brother, my sister, till we learn to speak truth to power, our own citizens will return and enslave us. How many of us celebrate a man who just got an American visa? How many of us refuse to celebrate a man who has come home with a PhD from University of Cape Coast, but rather celebrate the ignoramus who just had a visa to go to America. Let's speak truth to power. We are talking reality, my brother. Listen, in Ghana, people will celebrate you when you have an American visa more than when you come home with a PhD from the University of Ghana or University of Cape Coast or even the UDS. True or false? How many people meet you on the street and they admire your knowledge and your wisdom? 1 out of 1 million. But how many people would admire you all because you have an American accent? Be it false or true. These things have to change. And that is what we are instilling in the youth. We want the youth to understand that the fact that they have chosen to live in this country does not make them half human beings from their friends who have sojourned in America, England, and all those places. In Ghana, any traveler at all is better than the Ghanaian. It doesn't matter which country you've been to. As long as you sat in an aeroplane and went there, you are better than the Ghanaian. Afghanistan, you are a bugger. Iran, you are a bugger. Hey, even when you fly, my brother, my sister, to Iraq and return, you are a bugger. No wonder our innocent boys and girls are all running in the desert, trying to reach Libya, trying to reach Spain. And a lot of them have become nothing but food for the fish. The fish are eating them nyafu nyafu. I tell you something interesting. It sounds stupid, but it's true. Are you aware that research has shown that the Lampedusa area, my brother, my sister, is beginning to have a certain kind of fish harvest that has been unprecedented for several years? Somebody will say, hey, Blakk Rasta, say it again. Lampedusa. Right now, the sea around that area, there are more fishes than it used to be 20 years back. And scientists are beginning to wonder, what is the cause? I know. Our people are providing themselves, sacrificing themselves as food for the fish. Ghanaians, Nigerians, Tanzanians, and all those people are running to Spain using that dangerous Lampedusa route. 10 out of every 100 of them get swallowed by the sea. Lampedusa and Spanish authorities, Italian authorities, and the rest, they see them coming and struggling to die, and they sit back and watch them become food for the fish. So other fishes are migrating from where they can't find proper plankton. You know what plankton is? When you read that research, it talks about plankton. Our people, African people, have now become plankton. That's fish food for the fish. And the fishermen are all running now to Lampedusa areas to catch big fishes, unprecedentedly big fishes, because our people have become food for the fish. All because we are running away from the country that we were running away from the white man to stay in. Somebody won't get this. When the white man came here, we ran away from the white man because we wanted to live here. Now we are running away from here because we want to go and live at where the white man lives. What a paradox. Every time I say things like this, I get so emotional. You give birth to your child. He doesn't find the country that he lives in worthy of living. He has to go through the desert. Tuareg thieves are all over the desert, killing and raping our innocent people, sometimes sodomizing them. As if that will be all. No. They arrive in Libya and those places, And now they have to move to Spain, Italy, and those places using Lampedusa and all those areas. And they end up becoming fish food. And when they succeed in going abroad, the day they arrive, they are better than all Ghanaians. They feel better. They have run away from hell. Now they are in heaven. Why don't they feel better than you? After all, when your president needs help, he runs there. When your president needs help, if he needs toothpick after he has eaten food, there. The food that he has to eat, there. My brother, my sister, until we come to real terms with ourselves, it's going to be difficult for us. I lived this year. I didn't intend that this was going to be this long. I leave it. I'm going to tackle something that is a little thorny. Yes. Hear me. This is taken from City Newsroom. And it says, this was published today, the 3rd day of August, and written by Ernest Ahimful. It says, over 12 million Ghana cedis was used to purchase seedlings for Green Ghana project. And this is Jinapo speaking. Jinapo. He's the one speaking. Hallelujah. Let's read. The government has disclosed that an amount of 12.796615 Ghana cedis was used to procure over 5 million trees, including fruits and ornaments that were planted nationwide under the Green Ghana project. I leave it here. Thank you. Who are they planting the trees for? Chinese, eh? They are planting the trees for Chinese. Or what? A country that has no respect for its environment. A country that has no respect for its people. 12.7 million Ghana cedis to plant trees and fruits. The following day you are in the forest, felling all trees. May I know if this was rosewood that they are trying to fertilize quickly so that they can use it for the cathedral? Or what are they talking about? 12.7 million new Ghana cedis. They use that to buy tree seedlings. And when you check it out, they bought all those seedlings from foot soldiers. Party foot soldiers. One party foot soldier brings 5 seedlings, and in their books they write 50,000 seedlings bought from party foot soldier A. They pay the taxpayers' money to party foot soldiers, pretending that they are doing the nation a service. May I also ask, those trees that they claim they planted, have they already become food for the goats? Is anybody taking care of the trees? Who are those? When you planted those trees, did you put people in charge of taking care of the trees? Or you only planted them because the whole world was planting trees and you decided to plant a Tiwa forest? They are bringing Chinese to come and destroy the whole place. Lithium has been discovered in the central region, Cape Coast area, and they've sold the whole area to Australians. A business that is worth 155 billion American dollars. They sold everything. The Nana Akufo-Addo government is not a generational government. It is a belly-full government of now. They don't believe in the future. After all, they are all old men who are dying tomorrow. So they don't care about you. They want to eat right now and forget about the future. How can you have a lithium project? Lithium is what is used to produce car batteries, cell phone batteries, and all those other mobile batteries that people use around. My brother, my sister, it is the gold of the moment. In West Africa, Ghana is the first country that lithium has been found in. And Nana Akufo-Addo and his government have decided to sell the whole project to Australians and collect the money now. Blow it away now. Remember Ejapa? Remember we broke down the whole deal. Verbatim. Dito on this show. Remember, my brother, my sister, is the same old sleepy Lilliputian thinking. Oh, let's sell it now. Let's get the money now. And for the next 50, 70, 80 years, let's forget about it and let foreigners enjoy. What kind of a government is this? When Nkrumah was investing in Ghana, at that time, even white people were shocked. Why is this man thinking 200 years ahead of him? True or false? When Nkrumah was building this motorway, how many cars were in Ghana? Even the BBC had a reporter on the street who said, wow, the only difference between this motorway built by Kwame Nkrumah and the M1, right one in the UK, is that one is busier than the other. With this one here, you can be here for 10 hours and not even one car comes passing by. At that time, they thought that they were ridiculing Kwame Nkrumah because they are not believers in the Bible. They have never thought about the story of Noah when he was building a whole ship in the middle of a desert. When he was building a whole ship in the middle of a drought. It took faith to think about the rain that will come again. It took faith for Kwame Nkrumah to say, hey, the way this country is going to develop because of industrialization, we need A, B, and C to be able to conglomerate and cascade, my brother, my sister, into this new thought. And that is generational. Nana Akufo-Addo does not see beyond his nose. And what I mean by that is, he's not a generational thinker. This government does not think beyond the smoke screen. This government is a government of eat now, for tomorrow we die. And such governments are dangerous. They don't care about the generations to come. They've sold the lithium, a project that is worth 155 billion American dollars. The first in West Africa. They are quiet about it. Sold it. When bauxite was discovered, Ibrahim Mahama brought so many people to go out there, research into it and find a way out. At the end of the day, my brother, they boxed Ibrahim Mahama out of it. The matter went to court over and over. They sidelined him and kicked him out of the deal, having spent so much money in researching and getting to know exactly how much bauxite was there. Our own indigenes do not deserve to be rich. They give all our riches to the Chinese, Australians, and so on and so forth. They have planted trees. Who is taking care of the trees? When was the last time you saw water dripping from your tap? Let's be honest. When was the last time you saw water coming out of your tap in Ghana? Even if it was milky water or water that looked like galamsey water, tell me, when was the last time you saw that? In fact, you would even be lucky to open your tap and hear, at least it tells you that the water people are doing something. Right now, in Ghana, you open your tap, and even if you get air coming out of it, like that, you thank God, say hallelujah. At least something is coming. If you open your tap and water is coming out like Fanta or Coca-Cola, thank God. At least you can use that to flash some things. But we haven't seen that in how long only God knows. Yet president is in the sky, bathing clean water, drinking clean water, and selling everything we have to charlatans. Trees, 12.7 million. According to them, they have planted all over Ghana. And Abu Jinapo, whose gifts were refused by his people recently, right? Rice and oil. Right now it's all about rice and oil. As if they were chicks, hens and cocks. All we know to eat is rice, cock, like fowls. Politicians think we are fowls. Whilst they are eating all the steaks, drinking all the big champagnes and wines, they bring us gari and rice. We are chicken. Now the youth say, yes, they've graduated from being chicken to something else. They deserve better. Need I say more? Trees planted. Lord God have mercy. How many weeks ago? And they said how many? 5 million of them, right? To God be the glory, if God be my witness. Go out and find out how many of the so-called 5 million trees they planted or they claim to have planted are alive today. If there are even 20 out of the 5 million they said they have planted, applaud them. They have planted 5 million trees, which cost the taxpayer 12.7 million. Today, this was just a few weeks back. Go and find out. If 20 are still alive, you have done well. Hungry goats and sheep have eaten them all up. Because in Ghana, we are so irresponsible. We allow our animals to just go around. Even our children, we rear them like animals. What they eat, we don't care. Push them out. Early in the morning, we open them like fowls and goats. Go out. Then the sheep are in the marketplaces. Some of them go into the mosque. I don't know if they are Muslim sheep and Muslim goats. Some enter into the church. Maybe they are Christian goats and Christian sheep. Some of the courthouses, my brother, my sister, you go into the courthouse and fowls have laid eggs in the corner. Birds are all over. They've laid eggs and they are there. Goats. The judge is busily making a pronouncement. And just behind the judge, you hear goats and sheep all over the place. What kind of a country are you? You cannot discipline your goats and sheep. How can you then discipline your children? Some radio station that I know, name withheld, in the Volta region and one in the northern region. Some time back, in fact, the radio station was making money from catching goats and sheep on the street. You know what he did? I don't know if they are still doing those things in the Volta region and the northern region. You'll say 700 sheep who were straying around in the marketplace have been arrested and they are in the custody of the radio station. If you know your animal hasn't come home, come and pay for the announcement and take your goat. That's when you will see macho men with curses and juju all over them. If you don't release our goats, you will die. If you don't release our goats, you will die. If you have juju to kill people, make that juju give you food. I'll leave it here. Posterity will judge us so harshly, my brother, my sister. Posterity is coming home and is going to judge us so harshly. My brother, quickly, I want to look at another thing, and I need you to come along with me and let's look at it together. It's important. Hear this. It's going to be brief. Still on City Newsroom, it says government requests parliamentary approval to purchase 6 aircrafts for armed forces. Government requests parliamentary approval to purchase 6 aircrafts for armed forces. I read. The Minister for Defense has laid a 111 million euro performance sales and purchase agreement for the supply of 6 L-39 next generation aircraft for the Ghana Armed Forces. The agreement was laid in the House by the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Osei Chairman Sabonsu, on behalf of his colleague, Dominic Nitiwo. I leave it here. So they are going to get 6 aircrafts for the police as armed forces. As for police, their salaries have not been increased for only God knows how long now. Every dictator does that. It makes the army shine better than the police. As for prison officers, don't talk. Prison officers take criminals or alleged criminals to the courthouse from their own pocket in Ghana. Prison officers, my brother, my sister, have themselves at the mercy of very dangerous criminals that every person is scared of, with no protection or very little protection. How many prison officers have you seen dressed like soldiers, helmets and all that? No. Listen, there are some criminals, when they hear the sound of the gun, they know what kind of gun it is. There are some criminals in the custody of these officers. My brother, my sister, when you are even walking, they know how many meters away you are and whether you are carrying anything extra or not, just by listening. Top class professors of what? Criminology. Yet they are the least protected. Aircrafts for soldiers, so that every dictator can use the soldier. They fear coup d'etats, so they know that it's the soldiers who normally engage in coup d'etats. So they buy them planes, they increase their salaries arbitrarily, and police will be relegated to the streets to take bribe. Prison officers will continue being in the prison houses, taking alleged criminals to the courthouse using their own pocket money. So what happens? Court date comes. Prison officer realizes he has no money. What does he do? He forgets intentionally that he has to go to the court. Oh, the criminal didn't come first day, second sitting, okay, ruled. He will remain in prison. A lot of innocent people are in prison. All because the prison officer did not have money to take him to the court for judgment. Yet the bigger criminals are in government. The worst criminals, my brother, my sister, are parading your ministries. 6 planes for the army, and that will cost us 111 million euro. My brother, I have no problem if other important things were dealt with and this one was going to come. My problem is this: is it a way of trying to get an aircraft with 2 showers for the president so he can shower in the air? I want to know. Is this a top priority for the country? 6. Well, the Minister of Defense says it's important. 6. Navy. When was the last time they had a ship or something like that to deal with their things? As for prison officers, forget. The last time they talked about prison officers was probably in the days of Kwame Nkrumah. As for police, now you have a new IGP. Maybe things will change. We hope. I leave this one to here like that. I want to look at something else here, which I normally would not look at, because I leave that for other people to look at that. This is not my thing, but I don't know. Today I just feel like I have to deal with this issue. And this one is on Ghana Web. It says, even my mom complains I don't pick her calls. Sarkodie tackles Adams' snob allegations. Listen again. Even my mom complains I don't pick her calls. Sarkodie tackles Adam's snub allegations. I read, and this on Ghana Web, published today, the 3rd of August, Tuesday, 2021. It says, Ghanaian rapper Sarkodie has disclosed that his habit of not answering or returning phone calls is an issue he has been battling with since he shot to fame. Since he shot to fame. Hear this. He said it has gotten to the point where even his mother complains bitterly about such conducts, which she finds annoying. Sarkodie's comments came on the back of claims by Ghanaian rapper Adam that the Success music boss blatantly refused to answer his calls when they had a video shoot appointment. One can recall that Adam lamented how Sarkodie ignored his calls and failed to show up for the video shoot, which cost him a huge amount of money. But sharing his side of the story, Sarkodie said he was surprised when Adam took the issue at heart, and he stated in an interview with Sammy Flex, I don't pick calls all the time unless I have an appointment with that person, and then I would have to keep up. I can agree that he's been calling me and not getting through, but it's not deliberate. I really don't want to speak about it because I cannot remember. My brother, you see the arrogance of some of our people. Sarkodie, Kasahari, humble, even a goat he will greet on his way. In his own words, since he shot to fame, he's unable to answer phone calls, not even his biological mother's calls. This is not a guy I would like to support. He's too arrogant for my liking, and I say it with passion. Listen to this nonsense. His own biological mother, he says, is bitterly complaining, bitterly, that he doesn't answer her calls. Then what's your purpose on it? If you have no respect for your own mother, she calls you, you don't answer. Then she dies. Oh, last time I called her, last time we spoke was a month ago, and she was so happy when we spoke on the phone. Listen to him. People like Sarkodie who have no respect for people who have helped them right from the beginning to come up and look down on them like this, I feel so hurt. Thank God I'm not scared of any of these people. I say what is supposed to be said. It doesn't matter whether you agree with me or not. I make mistakes too. But to come on TV and radio to say that your own mother bitterly complains that you refuse, the word is refuse, to answer her calls just because you have no appointment with your mother. This guy should come out and apologize to womanhood. It's so sad. If this was my son and I was the mother, I would disown him. And to those of you who support arrogant artists like this, if I had said this about Shatawale, they will say, oh, he hates him. Thank God I have no hate in my heart. All I have is honesty. I will speak the words. It doesn't matter who it is. To hate you and get why you don't feed me. Those of us who believe in the seasons and the times have no hate. If somebody's on top right now, it's the person's season. You know what I do? I pray and push the person even higher so that I can tap into the anointing to rise higher. Somebody won't understand this. When you hate people who are on top, you will never get to the top because you don't honor the anointing of being on top. Kai, teach, Blakk Rasta. Teach! Arrogance. You have an appointment with a guy. He has spent so much money for a shoot. You know how much it takes to shoot a standard music video. You are supposed to go shoot it. You have an appointment. He's calling you, then you refuse to answer. Then you come out with this trash. You don't understand why Adam should take it to heart because you even do it to your mother. You see, Ghanaians haven't risen to the point where they will clap down on some of these arrogant guys. If this was America, England, or Japan, 4 million people would unfollow this guy because he's extremely arrogant. The way he even speaks now, his body language. I look at this guy and I say, bros, why? When they need you, they know how to find you. Even if they will become ants and mosquitoes in your room, in order to see you, they will do it. The moment they get a little bit of it, they are the most arrogant. Those of you who call yourself sack. This is your arrogant boss. Look at this guy. Me cry or woman. Or friend me cry me fa. And now the boot me fusana. Me susana me tie. Sana utie. Since when? He said since he rose to fame. A man is always in church, praising God and telling God that he wants to rise to the top. God listens to him and he makes him rise to the top. Now he has no time for God. And God says, hey, Master Sana otie, debiana o hana o bompa ese, mi ma undru sro. Na my mati umpa ibo. Mama wa dru sro. I say they won't need time cry, mama. So God, because he wants you to still worship him, he will bring you down. As I said, I normally would not comment on an issue like this. But because this guy has a lot of following amongst the youth, it's time now for the youth to be able to see when your so-called heroes misbehave so blatantly. They don't join you in your struggles. They always want you to support them. We saw how some of these brethren began. We have seen other people who have risen to the top and they are still humble. Yet in our country, it's a curse to be successful. You immediately become so arrogant like the politician. Look at Sarkodie. Now you are not even the president. You are not answering calls. You are not an MP. You are not a minister. And you have guts to go and sit on your microphone and say, hey, ministers are doing this and MPs are doing this. Your own small sack nation. You don't know the last time you spoke to a fan. Even your mother, you don't speak to her. As for Adam, he's one of the most humble I've ever seen. Adam, very humble guy. If Adam is on top, he's the same. If Adam is at the bottom, he's still the same. These are the kind of people I would like to support. So you see, we are able to speak our minds because we don't chase these people for anything. No. That's the same way I want the youth to be. The moment you keep following them for peanuts, you can't speak your mind. You sell your birthright to them. It doesn't matter whether they are artists or they are ministers or whatever. Don't chase them for anything. Be self-sufficient. What Sarkodie is saying is that I'm self-sufficient. I've arrived. Are you telling me that if Jay-Z calls Sarkodie or his mentor, Kanye West, calls him and he misses it, even at midnight, would he not get up and run out naked to go and find credits to call Kanye West? Who mami cry who say who refuses to pick a call because that's how you are. Really? Let me not make it worse. I'll leave it here. He needs to apologize to his mother. And he needs to apologize to his fans. Or else, if I were you, I would unfollow this guy and make him a non-entity. You have a new album. You are promoting a new album, right? You totally block that album until he reasons. Because the more You push him up, the more he gets arrogant to his mother. The more he gets arrogant to his industry mates. The more he gets arrogant to you. These are not the people you want to support, or? Right now somebody's angry. Sack there, Charles. Follow him. I leave it here. My brother, my sister, I'm going to tackle the very last thing, and I'm out of here. Congratulations to Ghana. We are getting a gold a medal from the Olympics, from boxing. Well, I don't support boxing. I hate boxing. I used to love boxing. I know too much about boxing, but checking the history of boxing and the fact that people come together just to clap for people hurting each other. I'm looking up to the day when people would sit back and just diffuse their minds off some things and look at reality. A group of people pay money to go and sit down and watch how two people can hurt each other. They punch someone's eye is as big as a watermelon. They hit somebody's mouth, his teeth are coming out. They hit somebody's stomach and his intestines start to jangle. And you are clapping. And they are killing each other. Are you a human being? Do you have brains? And you call this a sport? This barbarism, people call it a sport. Hi, when I was younger, boxing was my favorite. And I hated it anytime a white man beat up a black man. Because as a black man, I felt that we've suffered too much slavery and too much atrocities for a white man to beat me again in boxing. And if I had succeeded in becoming a boxer, I wonder which white man could have beaten me. Because that anger in me was more venomous than the most venomous viper's poison. But today, I have ceased from being a child. I am matured, I'm grown. Like Paul said, when I was a child, I thought like a child. Today, I am an adult and I think like a matured adult. Why should two people be caged and they are beating and hitting each other? Now the intention is, who can take more punishment? What barbarism is this? And people pay money to go and sit down and watch people kill each other. And you say you are a human being. America is accepting it. And black people dominate boxing in the world. I see two black men, they go into the gym just to build their muscles to kill each other. Are you a human being? Are you sensible? And they call it a sport. Or am I somebody who's supposed to be on another planet because I don't understand? How can you be beating each other? Or in a ring, punching it, blood is flowing. Somebody's teeth are coming out. Somebody's nose is all bloody. And to make it worse, there's some other one they call UCF or whatever. They kick each other. Kick each other. Sometimes they can kick somebody and break his jawbone. And he's lying down. They are still, oh, sure. Who cursed us? Who cursed us? Who cursed us? There's no competition to see who can build the world better. But there is a competition to see who can kill each other faster. And they are those who are making the money. People killing each other in a ring. And that is how they make their money. Well, they claim it's a sport. Congratulations to the Ghanaian. I don't appreciate it because boxing is something that I hate. Well, finally, this is going to take me only 2 minutes. I'm reading this from Graphic Online, the national communicator, and it says, this was published today, and listen. 12 regions on red alert over possible bird flu outbreak. 12 regions. How many regions do we have in Ghana? 16. They were 10. They increased them to 16. Now 12. Only 4 regions are at no risk. Bird flu. What is bird flu? 12 regions on red alert over possible bird flu outbreak. And I read, the Veterinary Service Department has disclosed that 12 regions in the country have been put on red alert over a possible outbreak on the bird flu disease in the regions. The risk communicator for the Veterinary Service Directorate, Dr. Benjamin Kisisasu, said in an interview with Accra-based City FM that its officers in the northern, western, north, eastern, and Oti regions have been instructed to put in measures in order to prevent an outbreak of the disease in these regions. My brother, my sister, need I read the rest of it? In Ghana, how do we rear our animals? We let them go around and eat anything they want to eat. We only look for them when we want to slaughter them. Some people have animals. They don't care what they eat. And if you don't care what your animal eats, you would eat what you don't know. Is it hard to understand? Huh? What your animal eats determines what it is. Now you eat what your animal eats that you don't know. You would eat what you don't know. What are the bylaws? All the stray animals on the street, can we donate them to orphans so that they will eat them at least? Or better still, my brother, my sister, find all these people whose stray animals are on the street. We can have a decent country. I go to America, I don't see goats and sheep on the street. Even South Africa, I don't see goats and sheep on the street. Algeria, I don't see goats and sheep on the street. In Ghana, even in your bedroom, there's a goat. The courtrooms, they have goats and sheep. The hospitals, they have fowls running all over the place. Why? I appreciate you. I love you. It's been the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we always speak truth to power. Remember, tomorrow I'll be at the Fix the Country demo at Obra Sport. I will be there. Guidance and protection.
Why? Up, in mighty race. Stand and take your rightful place.
The heartbeat of Accra.
Xylophone FM. Lock it in.
More people.